What's your emergency?
Welcome back to That Weewoo Show, a podcast where we watch and discuss episodes of the ABC show 911. I'm Ellen.
I'm Alice.
And I'm Bex.
Thanks to everyone who's been listening to our season 5 episodes. We are up to episode 5 already. It's going quite quickly, even though this season hasn't been. Yeah, it feels like it's been a long time. But before we get into it, we need to say a very special thank you to everybody where we have featured in their Spotify Wrapped this week.
Yeah,
that's so exciting.
Spotify Wrapped season.
Yeah, so
we got into December. Thank you. I think we had now I've forgotten the numbers, like a certain number of top fans, and a bunch of people have posted their top fan status, and it's like, oh my God, how cool.
We were the number 1 podcast for 26 people on Spotify.
Yes.
Hey!
And we were the top 5 show for 104 people.
That's so cool.
Including me. Cool. I was one of those 104. So it's 103 plus me.
That's amazing.
That's great.
Big thank you to everybody for listening and getting us up there, because we had some pretty good results this year. So great. Excellent. Let's keep going. So we're up to episode 5 of season 5, which aired on the 18th of October in 2021. But before we start talking about that, Alice, do you want to let us know what happened last time?
Yeah, so last week on 911, Chimney, after punching Buck, left to find Maddie after she fled him and their daughter. Harry struggled to deal with his kidnapping experience, and May butted heads with a returning dispatcher. And that's pretty much what happens this week.
Is that literally all that happened last week?
Yeah, and that's pretty much the same as this week. We don't need to do the podcast now. That's it. That's the episode.
Literally, yeah.
Well, the summary tells a different story. The summary is quite expansive as to what happened this week. In fact, I think we
don't need to talk about it. We can just do the summary
and go, okay, that's it. Good night. So, according to the official summary tells us that this week the members of the 118 face an awkward rescue when they arrive on the scene of a man who has overexerted himself while exercising. The team must also save the life of a groundskeeper whose chainsaw cut into him and race to an explosion at a retirement community. Meanwhile, Athena has an extreme reaction to Harry's new behaviour. Then Hen and Eddie, as well as Buck and Ravi, have rocky starts to their new partnerships, and May receives an emergency call from a suicidal teen while continuing her uneasy work relationship with Claudette.
Wow.
And that is literally everything that happened in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Quick triggers, although it's not quick because as expansive as that summary is, the trigger list is also quite expansive. So triggers for body dysmorphia, bullying / hazing, although I'm just going bullying, child abuse, depression, PTSD / childhood PTSD, my personal favorite, gore, being chainsaw on the neck, although it's not quite as gory as we've seen. I actually think that the stake in the guy's stomach was more gory than the chainsaw, but that's just my personal. Yeah. We have a meth lab explosion. Well, that's kind of what I think of when I think of gore. I want like spurting blood and viscera. And that's what we get there. Mm-hmm. Meth lab explosion, retirement home is a trigger in and of itself. Self-isolation, suicide attempt via pills, therapy, unintentional self-harm / temporary disability in bathroom. Oh, Craig, right. And weight loss / fitness talk.
So that's it. Let us know what you thought of this episode. Oh, no, we better actually do it. Okay.
As you can tell, we're very excited about this episode.
You know what? I like this episode. I like Buck's storyline in this episode because I think it's a very Buck storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't like anything else about this episode, but I like Buck in this episode. And that's who we start with. Funnily enough.
Oh, yeah. Taylor is there at Buck's place.
So it looks like Taylor had a sleepover, and I think looks like she's getting ready to go for a run, if I'm reading the staging correctly. And Buck is sulking because Chimney is not texting him back, to the point where he's texting Buck to say, "Stop texting me." And and the RSD is hitting Buck hard because he's gone from Chim is not texting me back to nobody is speaking to me.
Oh yeah,
poor baby. He's not doing great.
He's going on like actual paranoid kind of, almost like.
But that's how it goes.
Because one person's not talking to him, suddenly no one likes him anymore.
Yep. He's spiraling bad, the poor thing.
And Taylor tries to explain to him that, quite rightly, he doesn't know what's going on in other people's heads. And she gives him this anecdote about a former boss who Taylor thought absolutely hated her. It turns out she just had gallstones and she was in pain the entire time that Taylor knew her. And I presume that when she got the gallstones removed, she had a complete personality change and everything was fine.
Yeah.
But the moral of her story is not everything is about you. But that's not how ADHD brains work.
No.
And that's not how Buck's brain is working right now.
And funnily enough, as soon as she says not everything is about you, then we get the voiceover from this ad that says, "Narcissus, it's all about you." And this is like an ad for a fitness app, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's like a mirror that is a TV or...
Yeah, it's a mirror that is also a screen that's hooked up to an app. So instead of watching the video on it's a fitness trainer, but rather than watching the video on your phone, you're watching it in a mirror, which I guess is why which is why it's Narcissus, because it's a mirror. But basically, we meet Craig, who starts getting stalked by this Narcissus fitness app, very much the targeted programming.
His algorithms got him hard.
But it's not just like the algorithm on his phone, it's the algorithm of life. It's like to the point where he walks outside carrying pizza boxes, and all he sees are billboards and moving advertisements for Narcissus.
Yeah, it's really weird because he's a slob anyway. He's got like whatever his room.
The best looking cereal ever out of the biggest bowl in the world.
Oh, yeah. It looks like Fruit Loops.
Yeah, but like better. Maybe it's just because I haven't had sugar in a few months. But
American Fruit Loops are probably like twice as sugary as Australian ones.
Yeah. When we were watching The Block, like me and my dad were watching The Block, and then we went out somewhere and there was like because The Block's very heavy on sponsorships. Like they're like, "Oh, look, this is my blah, blah, blah sunroof." And it's just like, okay, yeah, we get it. But one of the companies that's on The Block a lot is like ENS Trading or whatever it is. And we went out one day and passed an ENS Trading, and I was like, man, this Block marketing is just like getting way too getting way too intense. But that's actually what's happening here. Like, there's billboards, it's on buses, like, it's so bad.
So eventually Craig gives in and he purchases the Narcissus mirror and app, and he sets it up and he's ready to go, and he starts his first workout. And it's not going well, because it looks like he's not it doesn't look like the kind of person who does a lot of exercise. And he's struggling to do the squats, he's struggling to do the push-ups, and then the program says, okay, now we're going to do sit-ups. And he's like, finally, something I can do.
Apparently he's real into sit-ups.
Yeah, because he keeps going even after the app tells him it's time to cool down. He's like, no, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, he keeps going until... he's like, at first I was like, okay, he's gone so hard that he's like hurt something in his stomach, because he's like, he sits up and then he kind of holds it, but then he actually runs to the bathroom and needs to poop. I don't know.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I got the idea that like he'd sat up and he'd compressed his stomach so much that it had moved everything straight into his bowels, and now he suddenly had the very intense need to poop. I don't know, but yes, he races to the toilet, and thankfully he's scrolling on his phone for a little bit. Thankfully he has his phone nearby. He puts his phone down so that he can grab toilet paper to wipe. Except the toilet paper is not on the holder where it's supposed to be. It's like there's an empty roll on the holder and the new toilet paper is just sitting on top. So he knocks that off the little toilet holder roll that it's precariously perched on, leans fully forward to grab the roll and then sits up, and you hear this audible cracking sound. And then Craig just collapses like a puppet whose strings have been cut.
I don't know, like, I'm scared to actually look this up on Google because who knows what you find, but, like, I don't know if this is realistic. Like, anyway, he can't move. He's stuck on the toilet. Hen says he's got a compressed nerve in his neck or something.
I think the compressed nerves are probably realistic. I think the cracking sound was just as a cue to the audience that something has gone wrong. I don't think the cracking noise is actually what would happen in your back.
Anyway, it's kind of terrifying. And now I never want to do sit-ups again.
Just
not that I did many sit-ups to start
with. When the app tells you to stop, just stop when the app tells you to stop.
Yeah.
But because he was doom scrolling on his phone is within reach, so he's able to call 911, and the 118 have been dispatched.
Because of course they have.
And in Chimney's absence, we have a slight rearranging of the partnerships within the teams. So Hen is with Eddie, and Buck is with Ravi, who has been promoted to like full-time 18.
Yay, Ravi!
Lucky Ravi.
And so Buck is like fully info dumping at every opportunity in this episode because...
But it's not info dumping. He's training Ravi.
Yeah, he's just in teacher mode.
He's
but
like
forcibly, like he's... It's not normal.
Whether Ravi likes it or not, he's getting
he's getting
trained.
Yes. And yes, you're right, it's not normal because both Hen and Eddie give him the weirdest look when instead of just using the ram to open the door, he's taken the time to tell Ravi this is the reason why we're using the ram and not just like sawing the hinges off the front door is because the hinges are on the inside of front doors for security reasons. So we're going to need to use the ram. And then, even more surprisingly, he actually lets Ravi take first swing.
Ravi is so excited. He's just so happy. He's like, okay. And they did it. He did it. He just busted it open. Mm-hmm. And they go inside and they're calling for Craig. They find him on the toilet, which is right. They can see it from the front door. Like, I don't know how this apartment works, but they just turn and he's right there on the toilet.
Yeah, you like
with the door open.
You come in the front door and apparently there is the living dining area and then it's a straight shoot straight to the bathroom.
I mean, if I'm at home alone, I don't shut the bathroom door either, but so that part's fine.
Yeah, true.
But it's weird that you can see all the way into the bathroom from the front door.
I mean, it's useful for Craig because he's able to just like say, help me, and they can immediately see where he is.
Yes.
So, which they do. They find him. Hen and Eddie immediately head into the bathroom to assess the situation. Hen has taken lead. And she tells Craig that they're going to sit him up so that he can breathe a little bit easier because obviously being slumped over on his knees is going to be restricting his lung capacity. So Eddie, hearing Hen say, we're going to sit you up, immediately moves into position to lift Craig up. Unfortunately, he moves to the same position that Hen moves to. And they're sort of bumping into each other and stepping on each other's toes.
Yeah, it's very awkward.
It's incredibly awkward.
And just like, what are you doing? Look, obviously she and Chim have got the system worked out. They've been working together for so long.
Yes.
But Eddie's just kind of getting in the way all the time. And
which is the point of this episode for those two. It's the learning to work together as a partnership, because obviously they've worked together as a whole unit before, but now this is Eddie slipping into Chim's role, and he's not quite, well, actually slipping into Hen's role, and then Hen's been bumped up into Chim's role. I don't know, but they're not used to working together like this. Mm-hmm. And it's there's some growing pains.
Buck is looking at the front door and Ravi's efforts at busting the door down, and he says, "Nice swing. I have some notes." Like, oh, thought you were going to say you liked it.
Ravi goes through the whole emotions. It's like, nice swing, and Ravi like lights up, and then Buck's like, "I've got notes," and Ravi's like, and everything just slumps.
Poor He's Ravi. So adorable, Ravi. He's like a little puppy.
He is.
So the Hen and Eddie are working on Craig. Hen says that she's going to test his nerve response, which apparently is like squeezing around his ribcage. I don't know. And she asks if he feels any pressure. And Craig immediately goes off on a rant, like, so much pressure. I just wanted to get fit like everybody else. And Hen and Eddie look at each other, and Hen's like, no, like, pressure from my touch.
Yeah, can you just feel me squeezing your ribs, mate? Like, what the fuck are you on about?
I'm going to take this opportunity to complain about the title of this episode, because I don't think it fits. So the title of this episode is Peer Pressure. Mm. We do not see any peer pressure in this episode. Like, maybe you could argue that Lisa, who is like the teen that calls later on, maybe you could argue there's some peer pressure going on there, but none of the adults in the episode have peer pressure. And I really feel like they just called it peer pressure because they couldn't call it under pressure because they've already used that episode.
They already did that, yeah.
And they didn't just want to call it pressure. So they've gone, what's another like snappy title we can use? I know, peer pressure, but didn't stop to think that it's not reflective of what it's actually going on in the episode. Anyway, that's my mini soapbox.
I was trying to work out, what the hell it had to do with anything. And I couldn't work it out.
It doesn't. It's pressure, yes, but not peer pressure. I mean, you could kind of argue that Claudette and Buck are putting pressure on Ravi and May, but that's not what peer pressure is.
Yeah.
Peer pressure is like you're pressuring people into doing something they don't want to do, and that's not what's going on with either of those.
Yeah, it's weird.
Mm.
Anyway,
I've just realised also that in the notes I just realised I was too far up in the notes, and I scrolled down and saw the face that Bobby's making the screenshot that you put in there. Because when Hen tells Eddie that he's in the way, Eddie kind of moves back and holds his hands up and looks at Bobby, who gives him this funniest look, like, whoa.
Bobby's great in this episode. Like, he's not even in it much, but, like, when he is, he's just like, what the fuck is wrong with everyone?
Yeah.
Everyone else has lost their goddamn minds.
No peer pressure for him. Or anyone, in fact. Okay, so he asked Craig about if he's been working out a lot or if this is something new, and Craig explains about the Narcissus thing. So they realise that it's an exercise mirror that's called Narcissus. Hen's like, feels like someone didn't read to the end of that story. And then I was like, what happens at the end of the story? Like,
he drowns.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure
I thought
he
just turned into the flower, Narcissus flower. But did he have to die first before he turned into a flower?
Well, the whole myth is that he was in love with himself, and he would look at his reflection in the water. And he so in love with himself, and he wanted to get so close to himself or to his reflection that he like put his head in the water and he drowned.
Okay. The Wikipedia page I looked at didn't tell me about that part. That's weird.
It's Greek, right? I'm just looking it up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Greek.
Greek.
Everyone dies in Greek mythology, so I just assumed that he died.
They either die or they like sleep with everyone.
Yeah. Well,
there's only two ways Greek stories can go.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but my memory is that he drowns because he's trying
Apparently
to get so close
he falls in love with his own reflection in a pool of water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rejects the advances of all women and men who approach him, and in some versions beats his breast purple in agony at being kept apart from this reflected love.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about
So he turned
drowning,
into a
right?
flower. Also, the photo in Wikipedia is him very naked, and I wasn't expecting that.
You weren't expecting to see penis on the internet today?
No. I watched Hated Rivalry yesterday, so I'm very...
Isn't that just butts?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay, okay. I look forward to that. But okay, anyway.
Maybe Bex is thinking of Ophelia, because Ophelia drowns.
No, I'm not
But that's
thinking
Shakespeare,
of Ophelia. Hang on. I'm in Reddit.
We're very
we'll
busy
just pause
working
while we
out.
work out Greek mythology, okay?
Yeah, I think it's just, what's that thing where it's just like a collective delusion? There's like a group of us who all remember that Narcissus drowned.
Oh, like the Mandela effect.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Mandela effect, is that Narcissus drowned. Anyway, yes. He's
I mean, it makes sense. If he was... Yeah, anyway.
Anyway,
Good
Buck.
rewrite. Good headcanon.
Yes. Buck instructing Ravi on the proper way to return the battering ram to the compartment for maximum
He keeps calling
efficiency.
him Proby all the time. And I'm
Yeah,
just
he
like,
just gets called Proby.
He's so
not...
mean.
He doesn't have a name.
But what I love is that, like, Buck is taking this so seriously, and he's like demonstrating how to put the ram in so that you can efficiently pull it back out again. Meanwhile, Ravi is thrilled because the B-shift guys never let him play with the gurney, and he has one of the fancy motorized gurneys in front of him, and he's pressing all the buttons.
With it like Ravi. It's not a toy.
He's absolutely like a little kid with it.
to the point where Buck, like, the sigh of exasperation and the way he slams the compartment shut, that is such a parent with a small child.
Yeah.
So he says, Proby, I told you to stop playing with it, and just as he reaches Ravi's done something, he's pressed some combination of buttons, and the gurney has folded completely in half.
I don't even, like, why does it even do that? It just feels like that's quite dangerous. If there's someone on it.
It's like a combination of the lifting of the head so that you can elevate the head, and then the elevating of the legs. And then he's just done something that's like max elevation for both of them.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's hilarious. Unfortunately, they did need that
I didn't even know
gurney
it could do that.
for Craig. But I will give Buck props because he's staring at this gurney that's now folded itself like a taco. And Bobby comes over on the radio and it's like, we need that gurney. And Buck's just like, we're going to bring you the stair chair instead. Like, could have had the opportunity to throw Ravi under the bus, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yet.
Meanwhile, Hen is like trying to work out why Craig did 300 sit-ups in a row. And Craig's like, is that too much? It's like, how did you even do 300 sit-ups in a row? They can't have been very good sit-ups. But anyway,
No.
He has a severely pinched nerve in his neck, which has caused his body to spasm and freeze. Ugh. That sounds horrible. Exercise is no good for you, I'm telling you.
Exercise is good for you in moderation. It's when you go for excessive exercise, that's when shit like this happens.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, just all exercise. It's bad. Don't do it.
So Hen says they're going to give him some morphine, and they're going to push 10 milligrams to relax him. And so at the same time, she and Eddie both say, running a line, and Hen's like, all right, you do it.
Yeah.
So I guess they're working it out.
At least Hen's trying to be nice, not like Buck, who, is a monster.
Okay, but he's a well-meaning monster.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I love Buckley. We know that I love Buck.
He's got his mindset and he's going full force, 100% effort down his particular line of thinking. It's just unfortunately that's like his maximum attention is. I mean, we'll talk about it more when we get there, but it's he's not being mean. He's not intentionally being mean.
Well, he tells Ravi to stay focused. If you get distracted, people die.
Yeah, because they're trying to wheel the gurney in, and Ravi's too busy like ogling the Narcissus mirror.
Yeah. Yeah. Buck telling someone not to get distracted. Mr.
Yes.
Hot meat kettle.
Yeah.
But Craig hears them and he's like, I'm going to die. And Hen's like, no more crazy workouts.
And he says, yes, I've definitely learned my lesson. I'm not going to do that. Cut to like seconds later when Eddie and Buck physically lift him off the toilet and into the stair chair, and he's looking at their arms going, wow, you guys are pretty jacked. What kind of workout do you do? Buck's looking at Eddie like, is this guy flirting with me? Like, what's going on?
Again? He doesn't even have a tapeworm.
Eddie's like, I cannot believe what's going on. Hen is just done with everyone.
Yeah. She can't believe it.
No.
Meanwhile, May and Athena are having a pampering mani-pedi day, but there is a, ulterior motive that Athena has. She's trying to get information out of May about Harry. Although May does start it by asking about him. But Athena says he barely says a word. Have you talked to him? So, yeah, she's fishing for information.
But the fishing expedition gets derailed slightly because May gets a text from Linda, who is looking to swap shifts. And May is adamant she's not going to swap shifts. Linda's got to suck it up and work with Claudette because May is refusing to. And so she then has to explain.
Even though later she goes in and Claudette is there anyway, so I don't know.
I think she just doesn't want extra time with Claudette.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, I think that was her rostered shift, but she's not going to volunteer to spend more time with Claudette than she has to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then she has to explain to her mother that she's being bullied by a grown woman.
Yeah, and then naturally, Athena offers to come down there and give her a piece of her mind. And May's like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. She already thinks I'm a child.
Yeah.
I don't need my mommy to come and stick up for me.
Yeah, but more likely Athena would come down and find some drugs or some sort of trumped up charge that she could throw at Claudette and drag her down to the station. Because that's what she does to people.
It wouldn't be the first time. Oh, yeah.
So they go back to talking about Harry. Meanwhile, other people are talking about Harry, specifically his principal and his stepfather, because Harry got in some major trouble and the school still don't have access to their records after the whole ransomware thing. So they just asked Harry to give them the phone number for a parent, and he nominated Bobby because he thought he'd get into less trouble if Bobby came and picked him up.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work.
It doesn't quite work.
It's all news to Bobby too. He's like, what did he do? And when the principal says that they know he's been through a significant trauma, but his acting out has reached the point, Bobby's like, wait, acting out?
Yeah, so he's been ill-tempered, he's not doing his homework, he's cursing in front of his teachers, and now he punched a kid in the face.
They don't even show why he punched a kid in the face, do they?
Nope. All we get out of Harry is that the kid's a jackhole.
Okay.
I mean, kids are jackholes, but
Kids are
unfortunately you can't
jackholes.
just go around punching them.
No.
You get in trouble for that.
Yes. So Harry is suspended for a week. And he's hoping that he can just hang out at the station house for the week so that he doesn't have to tell his parents. Which, I mean, that has never worked for Harry. The last time he tried to hang out at the station house to get out of being in trouble, the only reason Bobby didn't call Michael was because Michael found Harry before Bobby could make the call.
Yeah.
Bobby is not the fun stepfather that's going to, cover for you with your parents. In fact, he's insisting that Harry has to tell his parents what's going on.
Harry is so cute here, though, because he goes, they didn't get me, not like you, and he smiles. Bobby, like a winning kind of
Like
smile.
The puppy
and
dog
Bobby's
eyes.
like, yeah, no. That's not going to work. You can't charm me into this, kid.
No.
Good try, but no.
Yeah,
Very good try. Like,
very good
A
try.
for effort, but yeah, it's not going to work.
All right, back to dispatch. Actually, we haven't been there yet, so to dispatch. May is like, I don't know why she's doing this with her phone, but she's trying to see where Claudette is in the room by using her, like, selfie camera to, like, look around the corner. And it's really obvious because when Jamal walks in, he just says, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's so weird.
And she's like, oh, I was just checking my lipstick. It's weird. And as she walks to her desk, Claudette kind of gives her like a, I don't even know, like a dagger eyes kind of look.
Yeah.
But May just sort of smiles. And then as she sits down and puts her earpiece in, she says, 911, what's your damage? I'm like, did she just say that to a caller? But no, she was just muttering to herself before. Yeah. So the one thing about this episode that I didn't enjoy, among the other things that I didn't enjoy, there are a lot of like really short scenes that are cut back and forth, and it was a little disorienting sometimes because they're not related at all. So I don't know. I just didn't like the way that they chopped back and forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
From this scene, we cut to Griffith Park, where the observatory is, and we meet Dante and Raoul, who look like they are groundskeepers, who I think are supposed to work together, but Randall's like, no, let's just divide and conquer. We've got a long list. I'm going to take half. You take half. We'll go and do it, and we will get finished in half the time. Dante is a little bit apprehensive about doing this because I think he understands the dangers of some of the tasks that they have to do. Randall does not seem to care.
No, he's a bit of a cocky young guy who's like, we're just going to do it. Be fast.
Which is
We
ironic.
each take a share.
Considering the next time we go back to dispatch, it's because Randall is called 911.
Yeah, they cut straight to the chase with this one at least.
Yeah,
they don't even show him.
I thought I'd missed something because, like, I saw them, like, bitching about things and then all of a sudden, like, that was it. It was really weird.
I wonder if they filmed the emergency and then decided, no, we'd much rather see anything else, so we're going to cut it. Or if they just didn't film it at all and went, no, we'll do the setup and then we'll do the end result. We don't need the middle.
Yeah, well, they might have been cut for time as well. They might have just, like, they might have filmed him climbing the tree or whatever and just cut it out at the end. Anyway,
so Randall has called 911, but we don't know that it's Randall because he's not talking. There's a reason why. I mean, it's a very legitimate reason why he can't say anything. But May takes the call, which is important, and she can hear that there is someone on the other end of the phone. Claudette has apparently developed that same spidey sense that Josh and Sue have, and she immediately
That's who taught them, clearly.
And she immediately makes a beeline for Maddie's station. She's like, oh, this is a really good, complicated call. I want in on this. And she literally takes over May's call to the point where she even pushes May out of her chair so that she can sit at May's station and take the call.
So she's the one who sends the 118 to Griffith Park. They work out where the guy is because they hear noises in the background on the call.
They ping this cell phone tower and they figure out he's in Griffith Park. And then, yes, based on background noise, she works
out that he's near the freeway.
Yeah.
But then when the 118 arrive and start calling out, she can hear Eddie calling. But he calls out and she's like, oh, I heard that. And they're like, oh, we didn't say that through the radio. And she's like, no, through the cell phone. I could hear you nearby. Like, wow, that's convenient, isn't it?
So the 118 all go to Eddie's, converge on Eddie, and Eddie spots their victim, who has the way they've set it up, he's like under a ladder and under a branch. So he was obviously up the ladder, chopping the branch down. Something's happened, and he's now...
He chopped the branch that he was leaning the ladder on, and the whole thing fell down.
Who knows? And he's ended up with the chainsaw in the side of his neck. But conveniently, he still managed to have his cell phone within reach, so he was able to call and just press the buttons to communicate with the dispatchers. It's pretty gruesome. Yeah. The more seasoned members of the 118 don't bat an eye. Ravi looks like he's about to blow chunks.
Literally, he actually goes and vomits.
He does actually go and vomit after
Buck's just like, Buck's like, Proby, if you're going to vomit, do it somewhere else. And he's like, copy, and just goes and vomits. It's like, it's just blood. Like, what did the B shift do? Did the B shift just, like, go to, like, I don't even know what the B shift do. Do they just clean the station? Well,
but like, it's really interesting because a couple of episodes ago, we had Albert, who is also a Proby, bitching about they don't let him do this stuff. Like, all he does is maybe roll
Ravi
hoses.
Hasn't been allowed to,
And so Ravi isn't doing normal Proby stuff. Ravi's been...
Yeah, he's been bumped up because he's filling a vacancy.
It's really interesting that we don't see... We've seen Probies in the 118 under Gerard do the typical Proby hazing shit. Bobby doesn't appear to do that with his Probies. His Probies are, if they're in a team, they are on a team. They're not doing the cleaning and the make work. They're actually on a shift, which is why you end up with them over in the corner vomiting, because maybe they're not quite ready.
Yeah, but he has to at the moment because Chim's not there.
Does he have to put a Proby on? Couldn't he have bumped somebody else up from the B shift? Like, I know for storytelling purposes it has to be Ravi, but it's just interesting.
He's part of the team.
It's just interesting pattern that everybody, all the other Probies. And, like, Eddie was a Probie. And, like,
literally, I love that Eddie just
Eddie's
came
a Probie on his first
in season
day.
2, and it's just like, yeah, cool, I'm just going to detonate it. Yeah. Like, Buck never taught him how to dismantle a chainsaw or put the battering ram in.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting pattern of behaviour for the 118 to, like, throw their Probies in the deep end, and they are fully fledged members of the team from day dot. So, because of if you're impaled with something, you leave that in. You don't try to take it out. While Hen and Eddie work to stabilize Randall, Buck is securing the blade in place by wrapping gauze around it. And then as Bobby holds the housing of the chainsaw steady, Buck unscrews the blade so that they can then just transport Randall to hospital with it still in his neck, because it's obviously, I think somebody says that it's nicked his Hen says that
it's
the
embedded in his
and
clavicle.
It's nicked his carotid, but because it's still sitting in there, it's blocking his carotid artery. As soon as they take that out, he's gone.
Phew. And as they all get in the ambulance, Dante comes running up, who's the other guy, and he's like, oh my God, is he alive? And it's like, don't worry, we're going to take good care of him, and we're going to drive very carefully. And she looks at Eddie, who's going to drive, and he's like, dude, I always drive carefully.
I'm not the one who hit the chick in the car, remember? I think it's just,
dear.
it's another, like, she hasn't experienced having Eddie drive the rig before. She knows that she can trust Chim because he's used to driving, but Eddie's not used to driving the rig.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Claudette and May have been on the call this entire time listening, and Bobby doesn't sign off until they're transporting Randall to the hospital, and both of them sort of sigh with relief that they found him and he's fine. And then Claudette immediately says, "There's no shame in asking for help. Better than letting someone die on your watch," which is just insult to injury because May didn't even have a chance to find out if she needed help.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
She didn't have time to fail or to mess up. Claudette swooped in before she had a chance.
Yeah, she just took over. She didn't even let her try.
Yeah.
Yeah, which isn't how you teach people.
Which isn't how you teach people. But Claudette's not trying to teach.
Yeah, at this stage it feels a little bit like Claudette has some kind of a control freakishness that means that she can't possibly let anyone else take care of anything. But I don't know if the writers are thinking that hard about it.
It feels like there's in sort of in the corporate world there you'll sometimes get, and this is going to sound terrible, you'll sometimes get women in corporate world who have fought so hard to get to their position within a corporation, within a business, and they will sabotage every other young woman that comes underneath them because they don't want them to usurp them. They're like, I struggled to get here and I'm not letting you do better than me. I'm going to keep you down to keep myself up. And I kind of wonder if that's what Claudette is doing here. She's like, the only way I can be like the best dispatcher is if everybody around me is kept below me.
Yeah, maybe.
I think she's just a cunt.
Well, there is also that.
May is quite cross. She's like, pulls out her earpiece and like storms away, which is fair.
And then says pretty much everything we just said to Harry later on.
No, not later on, immediately.
Well, I'm assuming she had to finish her shift, that she didn't just like storm
Okay.
off.
Immediately in the episode.
Immediately
later
in the episode.
time.
Yes. Later in time, after her shift, later that night, like a few hours later in SpongeBob world, she's back at her apartment. Harry is there and she's bitching to him about Claudette.
And he's very unhelpfully says, did she save the guy? He's like, I don't care. Like, no, that's not the point.
No.
I could have saved him if she let me do my job.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everything that we just said, yeah, you're right.
And, like, it would be different if Claudia was just like, oh, hey, like, this is what you do in that situation. Like, make it a teaching moment, but she doesn't.
No. Harry is trying to give advice to May. She's like, Claudette is a bully. Bullies don't back down unless you make them. She's only dishing it out because she knows that you'll take it. And May's like, I don't think I should be taking advice from someone who just got suspended from school.
Yeah, for punching a bully. Like, so-called bully.
Well,
allegedly.
I don't think we even found out that the kid was a bully. I think we're assuming that he was a bully from the smug look on his face seconds before Harry clocked him.
Yeah, we literally don't know what he did.
Like, I'm assuming he said something about Harry. But we don't know that at the moment. Funnily enough, while he seems to have been willing to tell May that he got suspended, he's kind of forgotten to tell some other people. And so May gets a notification on her phone and goes to open the front door because for some weird reason her parents have texted to say, we're outside your door, let us in, rather than like knocking on the door.
I assumed it was just a doorbell. Like, because, you know, her mum's a cop, so she would have just been like, yeah, you have to have security.
for whatever reason, she gets up, opens the door, and you've got two very angry grandparents and one, ooh, you're in trouble, stepfather
grandparents. Bobby. Oh, grandparents. Like, wait a minute.
Not grandparents, grandparents. So Athena and Michael are like staring daggers through the door, and Bobby's just like hovering in the background waiting for the drama.
He's just glad he doesn't have to be the parent for once, honestly. He's like, it's not Buck this time. Sucked in. Thought I was a bad parent. Now it's yours, Athena.
So they're angry at Harry. They're worried about Harry. They're also slightly angry at May for not telling them that Harry was here. And May's like, he didn't tell me that he was on the run. I'm blameless in this situation. And Harry says that he didn't say anything because he knew that they were just going to get mad.
And Athena's like, despite just shouting at him a moment ago, says, no one's getting mad. It's like, you kind of are mad.
No one's mad. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. They just want to know what happened. Harry doesn't want to talk to them. And while they respect the sentiment, they don't particularly like his tone. And Harry shoots back, you want me to be honest, right? And Michael's like, yeah, you can be honest, but you can't be disrespectful. And he's like, fine, sorry, are we done? Athena says that they're not done, because after everything that you've been through, and then the floodgates open. And Harry's like, the only reason I went through any of that was because of you two. Dad just let me get taken by Jeffrey. And Jeffrey only took me because of you, because you were too busy being a cop and too busy to protect me. It just stuns his parents. Bobby chimes in like, that's not fair, Harry. Harry's like, but it's true. And because that is all she cares about, being a cop. Jeffrey was right about you. You are a terrible mother. And Athena doesn't really help her case because she reacts to this by slapping him.
Yep.
It's not a hard slap. It's not like she, winds up and lets him have it. She just kind of snaps her hand out and sort of pushes him in the face with the back of her knuckles. But she still hits him.
Yeah, it's yikes.
It's yikes all round.
Yeah, she lashes out.
Yeah, because that's what Athena does. She lashes out, but she doesn't have a weapon in this situation, so she's going to use her hands.
She so badly needs therapy right now. She's been through so much.
Especially because
this
after...
is not the way to let it out.
Yeah, because she's just slapped her child. And then when Bobby takes her back home, all she can talk about is what Harry did and what Harry said. Mm. And it's like she's barely recognizing that she just hit her own kid.
It's just so much yikes.
Yeah. I know this storyline sort of sucks, but I do like that for once the show hasn't pushed the trauma under the rug.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I watched this scene. Like they're letting it kind of linger like it probably should. Like, yes. You don't just brush something like this off.
So they set it up in episode 3.
Looking at you, Supernatural. Just brush all the trauma off.
Yeah. Well, this show is great about doing that. You get like maybe half an episode to have a trauma and then boom, you're fine the next episode and we're not going to talk about it. But in this one, they set up that Jeffrey was they set up Jeffrey getting inside Harry's head. And now we're sort of seeing what that looks like.
Yeah, and he's still haunting Athena as well.
Yeah. So this is what Bobby is trying to explain to Athena, like, that wasn't Harry that was talking, that was Jeffrey. Jeffrey got inside his head and he's just repeating what Jeffrey said. And then, yeah, it's quite clear that Athena is also still suffering from what happened because she's still seeing this as a battle of her versus Jeffrey. Even though he's dead, he's still wreaking havoc on Athena's family. And he's winning.
Yeah, Bobby's like trying to encourage her not to let him live inside her head, but it's a bit late for that, Bobby.
Yeah.
He's already there, sitting on the couch.
Made himself very comfortable. Hen is also sitting on a couch. Not in Athena's mind, though. She's sitting in the couch in the loft area of the station house. And it looks like she's reading an actual book and not a medical textbook.
Oh, yeah. Remember when Hen went to med school?
Remember when Hen went to med school and all she was doing on her downtime?
Anything.
Every time she was not at work, she was, like, studying. Remember that?
Is she on, like, you know, summer break or something at the moment? It is very hot at the moment.
I don't know. So she's reading a book. Buck is stalking around the station house with a chainsaw, looking for Ravi.
Which is totally not, you know.
It's hilarious. You can hear Buck, and he's like very angrily yelling for Proby, and then comes upstairs to ask Hen if she's seen where Ravi is, and he's full on holding a chainsaw as he's asking where Ravi is.
Yeah.
He looks terrifying.
He does. But, like, Hen's like, what? He gets sick at one scene and now it's off with his head. And Buck's like, no, I just want to show him how to disassemble one of these. Because he was too busy being sick on the other side of the scene. He didn't get to either A, watch, or B, actually disassemble the chainsaw. So Buck needs to teach him how to do it because he missed out on that opportunity. Which makes perfect sense. It's just the approach.
It does. He's just angry. He's very angry.
Which is hilarious considering it's like self-inflicted anger. Like, buddy, you don't have to be doing any of this. You've made the decision to do all of this. You're sulking and angry at yourself. I don't get it.
Look, honestly, who hasn't wanted to chase around the trainee with a chainsaw?
He's unable to find Ravi, though, because Ravi is hiding under Bobby's desk. Like, literally hiding under the desk. Because Hen goes looking for him. She goes into Bobby's office and turns on the light and she's like, hello, is anybody here? And then she gets that look on her face with like, oh, actually, okay, I know you're in here, so I'm going to pretend to leave. I'm going to shut the door behind myself and then I'm going to wait. And you're going to think that I have left and you're going to come out. Which is exactly what happens.
Mm-hmm. Ravi gets such a fright when he turns around and she's there. And he's like, oh, hi. She's like, I thought I might find you hiding in here. And he's like,
this woman has a child. She knows all the tricks.
Yeah. I love when he's just like, oh, I was just in here because I finished up all my chores, so I thought I'd tighten Bobby's chair, and then he moves it and it just squeaks like crazy, and he's like, oh.
And he's like, okay, fine, I was hiding from Buck.
Yeah.
I needed a break. Hen's like, don't worry, I'll protect you from Buck and his chainsaw. And Bobby's like, there's a chainsaw?
She tells Ravi that in her logic of why Buck is doing what he's doing, that one of his families, being Maddie and Chim, is slipping away. So now he's trying to make sure that the 118, his other family, doesn't slip away. And he's teaching Ravi because he wants to make sure that Ravi is ready for anything that gets thrown at him. But because he's Buck, he also wants to make sure that Ravi is worthy. Which is sort of shades of Buck being pissed at Eddie because Eddie was too comfortable in the 118, like within the first day of joining the team.
Yeah, I thought that was where it was going when he walks in and they're all sitting around about to have lunch and Ravi's fitting in fine. And I'm like, we've already done this storyline with Eddie.
Yes, but it's a
he
different storyline.
He can't be jealous again.
No, different storyline. Which we will get to. Hen tells Ravi that she does think that he's worthy to be in the 118, so not to let Buck get into his head and push back if Buck pushes him too far.
It's more of I was going to say it's more of a bullying storyline, but like in this whole episode rather than peer pressure, but they can't really call the episode bullies.
But see, what I really hate, and I'll get to it at the end, is I hate that they're like comparing, they're framing Buck and Ravi and Claudette and May as the same thing in this episode, and I really don't think that they are.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's just Buck's attitude is a bit harsh. It comes across as a bit harsh, so it feels like that. But
okay, so this is interesting because you were obviously watching this episode for the first time, so you are watching through like very, very unbiased lenses, whereas I'm watching it knowing what Buck's thought process was the entire time. So I think I'm a little bit more sympathetic to him through this episode because I know what's going on in his head, whereas you had no idea where Buck was going with any of this until you got to the end.
I didn't.
Okay, we better keep going so we can get to the end so we can talk about it.
So close, but not really.
Not really. There's still lots to go.
We're going to get through the... This is another episode where it just seemed to keep going. Like, I got to the end of the retirement community and went, okay, we're done. And then actually, nope, we've still got to get through, like, May and all of this other shit.
I forgot about the retirement community.
It's quite a beautiful building, this, like, nice gardens. It's got that kind of Spanish styling to the, tiles.
Yeah.
This is Shady Crest Retirement Community. Luxury leisure living.
So it's expensive. It's set up that you need to have a lot of money to be able to stay there, and then also that therefore the people who are staying there also have a lot of money, which we witness because Mr. and Mrs. Jones are showing off Mrs. Jones's latest jewelry acquisition, which is some kind of diamond bracelet. And the Joneses are contrasted with Fiona and Felix, and Fiona especially appears to be a bit of a social climber. Like, she's got champagne tastes on what I'm guessing are cordial budget.
Yeah.
Because she seems to be like constantly wanting everything. So the Joneses are showing off the new bracelet, and Fiona's immediately talking about a Cartier bracelet that she wants to match what Mrs. Jones has just got.
Yeah. And her husband's like, what bracelet? What bangle? Like,
yeah, like, what
he's
are you
playing along
about?
And then he's like, what? But yeah, I guess I'm buying a bangle.
Mm-hmm. So once we've set up these guys, the next we get Beverly, who is the manager of the retirement community, is coming around. She's cleaning up after the nurse, Lois, who has been distributing all of the medication for all of the residents. And while she is doing that, she mentions to Lois that could he go down to the basement because there has been reports of a foul odor coming from down there. And Fiona looks a little bit worried about this. And in like the worst, I didn't even know we had a basement. Did you know we had a basement,
like, don't
Felix?
look suspicious.
Don't be
there's
suspicious.
there's a chapel down in the basement. I wonder what the chapel's like. Don't you wonder what the chapel's like, Felix? Felix is like, oh, yes, every day I wonder what the chapel's like. I'm going to go check the chapel out right now.
Yep, sure am.
And Beverly sends Lewis to go down with Felix because there is, quote unquote, a lot of stairs to go down to the basement. So while Lewis is busy trying to find a single key off the entire ring of keys he's got on his hip, Felix heads to the chapel, which is, very nice. And we find the source of the foul odor. There's a bunch of chemicals in plastic tubs been shoved under one of the pews. And it looks like one of the bottles of chemicals has, like, fallen over. And I think the implication is that it's kind of spilled everywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't look... It's not in a very safe environment. It's just shoved under the pews.
Yeah. And Felix kind of makes a shit noise, and that brings Lewis running. He's like, what's wrong? And turns on the lights in the chapel so he can see what's wrong. But for whatever reason, the chandelier light, as the electricity starts flowing through, it starts throwing sparks, and whatever chemical they have in those little tubs under the pew is aerosol or something, is in the air. Basically, sparks from the chandelier plus the chemicals equals huge kaboom.
Yeah, I don't know how. Like,
I don't even know.
They need an electrician badly here, because what?
Yes.
And like earth-shattering kaboom, like the entire building shakes. Like pill cups
meth
flying.
labs do blow up though, don't they? Like
they do, but I don't.
Backyard meth labs do.
Oh, absolutely, but I don't know if you could get that effect just by turning on a light.
Yeah, I don't think it's caused by faulty electricals.
Faulty wiring, no.
Yes.
So fire, like big, massive fireball. The chapel is now on fire, and so the 118 get dispatched.
Of course they do.
Obviously.
They do. And they're sent down into the basement because Beverly managed to get everybody out of the building, except she can't find Felix and Lewis, and the last time she saw them, they were heading down to the chapel.
Like, literally, they went to the chapel and then it blew up, and she's just like, I wonder where they are.
At the mention of the chapel, though, Hen's like, wow, did somebody piss off the big guy?
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
So Buck and Ravi are put in the lead. They are told by Bobby to run a hose through the front door and start knocking down the fire. Ravi pisses Buck off by grabbing the wrong hose. So I can imagine that Buck's already compiling a list in his head of when they get back to the station, Ravi's going to go through some sort of hose identification certification program.
Yeah.
I'm skipping ahead. So Buck and Ravi head into the chapel with the hoses. Bobby and Eddie find Lewis, who is under one of the massive doors of the chapel. So while Buck and Ravi start spraying water on the fire, on the flames, Bobby and Eddie work to get the door off Lewis, which is a good thing for him, but it's also not a good thing because the door was, like, as soon as they lift the door off, he starts screaming. He wasn't screaming when the door was on him, but they lift the door off and he starts screaming, and we reveal that there is a giant, like, stake in his abdomen. Like, wooden stake.
Because of
like,
course there is, yeah.
Yeah, it's impaled.
So Hen starts working on Lewis and sends Eddie to go off to keep working with Bobby to find Felix. And so Hen, with a little bit of foreshadowing, tells Lewis that she's going to take care of him, but the best thing is to leave the impaled object in him and let the surgeons take it out.
Does he do that? No.
No. Well, foreshadowing. So they find Felix. He is under a pew. They get the pew off him. Hen gets Lewis onto a gurney and he starts to panic. And the foreshadowing
He's
foretold.
in a lot of pain, I think, but he reaches down. He can move fine, so he just reaches down and yanks the thing out of himself. And all his blood starts gushing out everywhere.
Yeah, because interestingly, Hen has not secured it. She hasn't wrapped gauze around it to keep it like in place to stop it from moving or to prevent him from yanking it out, which is really interesting considering we very specifically saw Buck do that when they had the guy with the chainsaw in the neck. So
yeah.
Would she be able to secure it well enough that he wouldn't be able to yank it out if he was intent on doing that?
Oh, probably not, but I'm still just for someone who's supposedly going to med school and has so many years as a paramedic, I would have thought that she would have at least tried to pack the wound to stop the bleeding and secure the impale.
Or at least do something, yeah.
Yeah. It's also because like nothing comes of this. Like, he yanks it out, she puts pressure on the wound and then sends him off to hospital, and then that's it. Like,
that's it.
That's it. There's no consequence. There's no big...
It's just extra drama.
It's just extra drama, and I don't know why. So they go off. Buck and Ravi are still trying to knock down the fire, and it's not working. Like, there's much water as they're spraying on it. The flames are not decreasing. And Ravi has an idea, and he turns off his hose, and Buck is like, what the fuck are you doing? Well, he doesn't. It's like, what the hell? Oh my god,
he gets so mad. Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And Ravi's like, this is a chemical fire. We can't use water on a chemical fire. We need CO2. So he runs off the scene to grab CO2 canisters, and Buck is just looking after him going, what the hell? And would probably have tried to continue using water to knock down the fire just to spite Ravi, except Bobby has heard all of this, looks at Buck and goes, well, what the hell are you doing? Go get the CO2.
Yeah, at least Bobby is paying attention.
So they come back with the CO2 canisters, start spraying it on the fire, and that, like, works instantly. Like, within seconds of them spraying, the fire is out. So they're able to get Felix out, and knocking down the flames reveals the plastic tubs full of chemicals, which surprisingly are completely untouched by the fire.
Yeah, like there was a full explosion. Yeah, like
everything
there was an
else,
explosion,
apparently.
everything, and there's this plastic tub that's still completely fine.
Like, it's not melted. I would have thought that, considering that what was in there was like what had caused the flame, caused the spark to like turn into
flammable substance.
Yes.
Right?
I would have thought that would have been the first thing to burn, but no, it's still perfectly intact.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's terrible.
But obviously, the reason that they had that was so that Bobby could clock it for the fact that it's a meth lab.
Yeah.
Because they get Felix out of the chapel, load him in an ambulance, and he reports back to dispatch.
They give him...
Oh, they give him some morphine, yeah.
They give him some morphine to take the pain away.
Yeah, but they tell everybody
he's having a great time with that.
Yeah, it's now a crime scene, though, is the big thing, because they've uncovered a meth lab. And Fiona's like, oh my god, a meth lab? And Felix, who's as high as a kite, it's like, well, how else could I afford a Cartier Pavé diamond bracelet?
A diamond-encrusted one.
Fiona's like...
And his wife's just like, oh, that must be the morphine talking, or he's doing a bit. But no, Felix just keeps on going. And apparently they'd always been trying to keep up with the other couple who they were speaking to at the beginning.
Yes.
Who are literally the Joneses.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've literally been trying to keep up with the Joneses the whole time. But apparently this place cost so much, so Fiona had no choice but to turn to a life of crime.
Who were they selling to?
Other people in the retirement village, probably.
That's what I was trying to work out. Like, was it the other residents?
It'd have to
Maybe
be.
they had some locals coming in to visit and take away some gear.
I mean, we already know that, like, retirement communities are rife for orgies, so I'm not surprised that there's drugs as well.
There's a lot of drinking going on, at least.
Apparently, yeah.
So Bobby has the last line and says, well, tells Fiona that she should have chosen crime that was a little less explosive, which Felix thinks is hilarious. So while everyone else is like laughing it up, like, isn't this hilarious? Buck has tracked down Ravi, who is around the other side of the ladder truck, stripping out of his gear. And when Ravi sees Buck coming towards him, you just see him just, like, brace himself. It's like, oh God,
shit.
What have I done now?
Yeah.
And then, credit to him, he turns and faces Buck square, like, head on. Like, whatever you got, I can take it.
Yep.
All Buck's got for him, though, is a congratulations. Like, you saved the day with that CO2 call. Then very ominously, as far as Erlen is concerned, I think you're ready.
That was so ominous. But he doesn't even say, it's the way he says it. Like, it's not even a, oh, congratulations, you're ready. He's like, I think you're ready. Like,
poor Ravi.
Yeah, it's just a constant like, oh, what now? What next?
Thankfully, it doesn't take us long to figure out what exactly is next. They go back to the station house, and while everybody else is up in their kitchen getting ready for dinner, Buck's hiding by one of the trucks, trying to call pretty much everybody. He tries to call Maddie, and her voicemail is not accepting any more messages because it's full. And so it hangs up on him. And so he tries to call Chimney, and Chimney's voicemail message is, hey, it's Chimney. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Leave a message, unless it's Buck, in which case, stop calling me.
I laughed so hard. Poor Buck.
Poor Buck.
So he hangs up, and then, like, you can see he's got, like, he's angry, and he's frustrated, and he's hurt. So the first thing out of his mouth is he yells for Proby, because he's going to take all of that anger and hurt and frustration, and he's going to channel it through Ravi. But thankfully Bobby tells him that it's dinner time and he has to come up. Come out of his room, stop sulking, and eat with the rest of the family.
Yeah.
Who have been having a lovely time while Buck's been sulking in his room. Because they're all laughing with Ravi over what he did to the gurney. Like, to the point where Ravi says, I thought we were having Mexican tonight. And Hen's like, yeah, no, he didn't want to trigger me so soon after you turned my gurney into a taco.
And Eddie can't work out how... still can't figure out how you did it. I didn't even know it could do that.
Yeah, and Ravi's like, yeah, no, neither did I. And Bobby's like, well, you know, you managed to fix it, so it's all good. And apparently you can now disassemble a chainsaw in under a minute.
So this was the part where Buck is watching all of them, like, you know, being cheerful and Ravi fitting right in.
Yep.
And
very much on the outside like, looking in.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, what's he doing? What's going through his head right now? But at least we find out. He walks over to Ravi, who looks up at him and like, am I in your seat or something? And he's like, no, you're good. But then he has something he needs to say to all of you. So everyone kind of puts down their forks and knives and looks at him like, what is it now?
Oh, yeah. God, now what?
Like, Eddie Eddie was serving himself salad. He full on puts down the salad bowl and crosses his arms over his chest and like, all right, this will be good. What's this?
Yep.
Are you suing us again?
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
But it's even worse because he kind of goes on this little spiel about how much he loves being, you know, how much it's meant to him to be part of the 118, and you all mean so much to me, which is why, for the good of everyone, I've decided I'm going to put in for a transfer. And everyone's like, what the hell did you just say?
It's like, I really think, you know, with Chimney leaving, I think Ravi is ready to fill the spot, which confuses everyone. And it's like, including Ravi, he says, wait, I'm filling Chimney's spot? Buck's like, no, Eddie's filling Chimney's spot. You're taking my spot. And Eddie's like, okay, then who replaces me?
Yeah!
So Ravi's replacing
Buck's
you.
like, oh.
I'm replacing Chim, so who's replacing me?
Yeah. Oh, and so then Buck's like, oh, I guess, like, Bobby can work that out. And Bobby's like, oh, you've remembered that I'm a captain now? Like...
Oh, but poor Buck, he's just... everything feels broken now, he says. It's my fault. I'm the reason he's gone. I'm like, dude, are you spiraling because you're not partnered with Eddie anymore?
Yes.
No.
Like they made you play with someone else and now you're sad? But no.
No, it's because...
That was what I thought might have been the reason earlier, but no. The reason is
he's
he
still
didn't
spiraling
tell Jim.
after the conversation from, like, he had with Taylor. Like, this is still the continuation of the same spiral.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. He didn't tell Jim what was going on with Maddie, and now everyone hates him.
Yeah. So then we get Bobby saying that he was the one who told Chimney to leave. He came to see Bobby, said he wanted to go find Maddie, and I told him he should, which was mentioned in the promo summary for the last episode. Like, there was an entire scene that apparently got cut because I think this is a callback to that scene.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't know how far in advance they filmed this, so maybe they knew that they took that out of that episode and went, well, we're actually going to need to reference that, so here, Peter, say this line.
It was very weird.
But anyway, yep. Buck is saying, I'm the reason he left, and Bobby's actually going, no, I'm Spartacus, I'm the reason he's leaving.
Yeah, I am Spartacus.
And then Eddie's going, yeah, I told him to go as well. And Hen's like, I told him that I'd come with him. Ravi's like, I didn't talk to Chimney at all. Who's Chimney?
Yeah, Robbie's like, who the fuck is Chimney? Are you talking about Han? Like, what is happening right now?
Why is he called Chimney?
Yeah.
Wouldn't we all like to know? But the only thing that Buck says is like, oh.
Yeah. He's been spiraling for days, weeks even. And apparently everybody... But that's so sad because he's like... You would think they're saying it's not your fault. We're the one that all told him that it was fine for him to go. And so we know he's coming back. You would think that would end the spiral, but it doesn't.
Oh, Buck.
Well, I mean, it ends it for now because he does actually look pretty happy that they all say that, you know, he's coming back with Maddie and then you're going to be right here. And he's like, you're stuck with us.
Yeah, you're right here where you belong. Stuck with Eddie.
Yeah. And then Ravi turns to him and says, you guys are so weird. And I'm like, thank you. This is the weirdest dinner
Poor Ravi's like, I just want to go back to B shift. Like, what? How did I end up here?
It's like over dramatic, just everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ravi, you're in it now.
See, then I thought that was the end of the episode, but no. We gotta go back to
Dispatch. It did feel like the end, yeah.
It just keeps going. Why does it just keep going?
So we're going to go back to Dispatch where May is going to... Because, like, not only is it bad enough that May has to deal with the fact that she's being bullied again, but now she has to deal with a suicidal teenager who is suicidal because she was being bullied. Like, please, writers, find another storyline for May. Any storyline. Give her a pregnancy. I don't care. Just...
knock her up at this point.
Yes.
Wow, that might be too far in the other direction.
Something that doesn't involve suicide or bullying, please.
Oh.
Anyway, so she takes a call that's a suicidal teenager.
Yeah. Who is calling not because she's regretting that she's taken a whole bunch of pills, but she's using 911 as an audio suicide note. Because she knows that they record those calls. Which, I mean, we've had them do that before. We had that guy on the plane crash in season 1 who called 911 just so he could leave a message for his wife.
Like, I don't know why. I still don't understand why he didn't just call his wife. But
no,
yeah.
it was kind of stupid then, and it's still kind of stupid now. But, you know, maybe we could say that subconsciously Lisa really did actually want help. So...
Like, I don't know, post a MySpace status? Like...
We're not that far ago in time.
Go live on Instagram? I don't know.
Yeah, what do the children do these days?
Yeah.
But anyway,
not for much longer.
Yeah, jokes on Australian
it's all getting banned.
teenagers. No, now they'll have to use
they'll have to use
They'll have to call 000. Oh god.
They're like, I can't use Snapchat. Can you tell my friend Mark that we're going to the playground?
So May takes the call. She's running through the script, what they're supposed to do when they get calls. She's getting information either directly from Lisa or from what she can hear on the phone call. And Lisa starts to get very emotional as the drugs sort of really kick in. Her voice is slurring and she's crying, and she starts questioning like why May even cares. And this bit is weird because May covers her microphone and says that she knows how Lisa feels. So I don't know whether she was actually saying it to Lisa or whether she was just like saying it to herself, because Lisa was going on and on about bullies.
Yeah, it was like I was like, is she
way.
trying to hide it from Claudette? But she covers the microphone, not covers the I don't get it.
No.
Well, maybe she knew she wasn't supposed to say that, which is what Claudette says when she comes over.
Yeah.
Wouldn't she have
You never say that.
But she had her hand over her microphone, so Lisa wouldn't have heard her?
Exactly, but Claudette didn't see that. She just heard her saying it. And went, you shouldn't say that. Anyway, and also they have a mute button. Like, she could have muted it and said, like, anyway, it doesn't matter. For the drama.
She mutes it as soon as Claudette storms over, so that Lisa doesn't hear Claudette, like, ripping her a new one. So Claudette insists that May tell Lisa that May's partner will be taking over the call. And when May refuses, like literally shakes her head at Claudette, Claudette tries to once again physically move May out of the way, reaches for the buttons, and May blurts out that she tried to kill herself when she was 14 because of bullies. And it's kind of, she's not only trying to tell Lisa so that Lisa knows that May actually does care because she relates, but she's also trying to explain to Claudette that she's not, when she said, I know how you feel, she wasn't being dismissive, she wasn't trying to make it all about you, she was actually empathizing with the caller because she has been in that situation. And while they're talking, and I don't know how, because we didn't hear May give any kind of instructions over the phone, the 144 have arrived on the scene and managed to find Lisa.
Yeah. Magic.
How?
Maybe she can dispatch someone without actually speaking to them.
Yeah, I was trying to work out if she did it like if she could do it via texting, like via, you know,
like type it into the
just
CAD.
hit a button.
Typing it, yeah.
She typed all the details in, but did she have an address? Like,
yeah, they showed up on CAD that she'd managed to ping an actual. That's true, because she was on a mobile phone, so she shouldn't have been able to get an address. But she did magically.
yeah.
I mean, yes, I will concede that perhaps you can type into CAD and then somehow that triggers an alarm at a house and sends them off. But so often we hear the dispatchers talking and actually, like, dispatching units. So
Yeah, they did earlier in this episode.
yeah,
Like Claudette
it's
was
always
telling
audio.
people to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a happy ending. The 144 get there, they find Lisa, it's all good. And Claudette is surprised. She's like, how did you know? How did you do that? And May sort of spells out her thought process. She said from experience, she knows, like from the one time that she tried to commit suicide, that you never take a bottle of pills where someone can see you. It was either a bedroom or the bathroom, and I figured from the echo it was the bathroom. And Claudette sort of looks at her a little bit differently and says, and I hate this part, she says, I know I ride you pretty hard but it's because I can see you have the potential to be great.
Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, this is the kind of person who should never be a teacher.
No, but see, the thing is, I don't think she is trying to teach May.
No.
I know that they contrast Claudette and May and Buck and Ravi, and then you find out that all of this, the shit that Buck was putting Ravi through was literally to train him to be Buck's replacement. And so you go through this whole thing with Claudette and May, and then you get this line of dialogue from Claudette, and you're supposed to think it's the same. You're supposed to think that Claudette is doing this to, like, train up May to eventually replace her. My headcanon is that Claudette has learned that it's the same as when a little boy, like, pulls your hair or punches you, and then everyone says, oh no, he's just doing it because he likes you. I feel like Claudette has learned if she's a hard ass and she's a bitch and she, like, rides somebody really hard, if she turns around and says, oh, I'm just doing it so that I can train them, people accept that and she gets away with her bullshit behaviour. That's my headcanon.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. There's no excuse for her behaviour though. Like, she takes over the calls and just...
Yeah, like, at least Buck is actually training. Like, he's doing it badly, but, you know, he's also...
Well, he's not doing it badly because,
young.
as Bobby said, Ravi can now disassemble a chainsaw in under a minute. So the way whatever he's doing is working. It's just his approach is not good. And, I mean, that more goes to the state of his mental state at that point.
Psyche, yeah, exactly.
But, like, he's actually training Ravi, whereas you don't see any training from Claudette. You just see her swanning in, taking over, and then swanning off again.
She tells May the things that she's doing wrong. That's about it.
But I don't think she even tells her really what she's doing wrong. She just, like, you are doing it wrong. Don't do this. It's just, I really hate Claudette, and I really hate this storyline.
Yep.
And I really hate that we're supposed to just, forgive all of the shit that May's been putting up with for weeks on the, like, oh, I'm just trying to make you better.
Yeah, I'm just making you better by being an absolute dick.
Yeah, and after we go to the next scene, which is still in dispatch, May is using her phone to look around a corner at Claudette again, like... Still don't understand what she's doing with that. But anyway, Claudette is speaking to a few other people, but she's actually sitting, like, on the desk where May usually sits to work. So May kind of squares her shoulders and then walks over and goes, excuse me, you're in my way. And then she moves so she can sit down, and that's it. So, yeah, a bit more headbutting.
I don't mind this scene, but I think that this works better if you look at it from the perspective of when Harry was saying, Claudette is bullying you because you take it and you need to push back and she'll stop. And so this is May's attempt to, I'm pushing back. And so Claudette has, for the moment, stopped.
Yeah.
So she doesn't say anything, she just gets up off May's station and walks away. With a kind of a look on her face that she realises that May is no longer an easy target.
I mean, she didn't really have a choice in this case because she was sitting at her on her desk. It's like, well, either I just ignore her until she goes away, or I go and say something to her, and she decided to take the initiative, I suppose.
I wonder if she could have just gone and sat at another station. Because I'm assuming it's like hot desking, that you just log into whatever station.
It does look that way.
You can log into, and it would have been like Josh would have gone like, why are you sitting at the awful desk in the corner that's like directly under the air conditioning vent, and the chair squeaks and it smells? And May's like...
Yeah, surely they all have their own earpieces. Like, you wouldn't just go around putting the same earpiece into different people's ears.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she could have done that. Anyway.
Oh, God, it's still
that's
going.
That's a shitty storyline. It's still going. This is a weird scene, actually. This is like a weird little happy bit before we go back into trauma. Buck is, like, just really sunny. So Ravi comes out first of the locker room.
Yeah, it's end of
and
shift.
There's, like, some happy music
home.
playing. Yeah, they're all cheerful. Buck actually calls him Ravi for the first time. Have a good one, Ravi.
He's graduated in Buck's eyes. He's no longer just Proby.
Yeah.
Even though he's still just a Proby.
Well, now he's like a 118 Proby, which is like not an actual Proby at all. And Ravi like takes a moment to sort of gather his courage to like face his bully head on. But he tells Buck that he's honoured that Buck picked him to fill his shoes, but that he's glad that he doesn't have to because he likes being me. I'm like, I don't quite understand that, because Buck wasn't trying to make you like Buck. He was just trying to, like, short of sticking a cord, like, in your heads and manually downloading all of Buck's knowledge into your head in one fell swoop. He was just trying to teach you everything that Buck knew. He wasn't trying to make you into a mini Buck.
Yeah, it is a weird.
It was just like an expedited training, but yeah. I think Ravi's might have missed what Buck was doing. If he was trying to make him be like Buck, he would have been shoving him at Eddie at every like conceivable opportunity. Like literally, it's like those like romantic comedies, like romance stories where like one partner is dying, so they try and get their living spouse or living partner to hook up with their brother or somebody before they die.
Oh.
Oh my god, yeah, it's so weird.
So it'd be like, I'm leaving, so Eddie, here's my replacement.
Yeah. All right. We go from this happy-go-lucky scene to more therapy.
Not enough therapy, but yes, more therapy.
No way.
Yes, Athena and Michael are at therapy with the therapist they saw before. Yep. Athena was confused because she didn't think they had an appointment today, but Michael got them in because he thinks they need therapy. So
well, he thinks good. Athena needs therapy. They're staging an intervention.
Yeah, they're literally doing an intervention.
Because the therapist, whose name is apparently Dr. Nathanson, says that Michael has filled her in on what happened, and she thinks that it would be useful if they try something else, because what they're doing at the moment is not helping. So she hands Athena a list of names of good therapists. And Athena is confused. She's like, wait, you're not going to see us anymore? And the doctor's like, no, I will continue to see Harry. This list of names is for you. You need a therapist.
Yep.
Yeah, you do.
And she,
like we've been saying.
She immediately turns to Michael and goes, is this your doing? And he's like, you fucking hit Harry.
Yeah, you slapped our child.
We swore we would never hit our kids. We swore that we'd raise them differently than we were raised. And now you're hitting Harry. Like, you need therapy.
I hope she's actually going to go this time.
Based on this TV show...
Yeah, I'm sure this will fix her.
What do you think the odds of that actually happening are?
Yes.
But before we find out how Athena feels about being, like, having an intervention staged on her behalf and being forced to go to therapy, somebody else who I hope is still in therapy, Buck, comes home to the loft to find that Taylor is put out a spread and making... What is it when you put champagne into orange juice? Is that a mimosa?
I think so.
I do not remember.
Looks like she's... Hang on. That's what you have at breakfast time, right? When you want to drink at breakfast time, but you want to be respectable.
Yeah. Is this breakfast that she's cooked for him?
Well, that would kind of make sense because they do like 24-hour shifts. So if you start,
it was morning when he left the station. So.
Yeah. Champagne and orange juice. Name is a mimosa. Yes.
Yay! There you go.
She's making mimosas, and the occasion is for Buck. It's just for Buck. It's all about Buck.
Yeah, this is so cute.
So she's trying her best to buck him up, to lift his spirits. and he is touched, and he says, "Hey, by the way, you were right about the earlier spiral that I was on. You know, nobody was actually mad at me about Chimney leaving. Yeah, but turns out that everybody else got to say goodbye but me. He didn't want to say goodbye to me. Nobody said goodbye to me before they left. So the spiral has, like, changed directions, but it's still spiraling.
Yeah.
But now he has mimosas while it's spiraling.
I'm sure that'll help.
And Taylor sort of looks at him and is like, oh, shit. This is not good. I don't have any anecdotes that's going to help out with this one.
Well, at least he's got Taylor there to keep him on the ground, hopefully.
Yeah.
For the moment, anyway.
But that's not the end of the episode.
That's still going.
God.
We're still going. Because while Buck is drinking mimosas and spilling his guts to Taylor, Athena is now ranting to her husband about her ex-husband. And what I love about this is Bobby is validating Athena's feelings, but 100%, at no point does he tell her that she doesn't need therapy and that Michael is wrong. He's like, you know what,
Yeah.
Michael shouldn't have sprung this on you. He should have talked to you first, but yes, go to therapy.
Oh, he assures her that he's going to be right there fighting beside her.
Yes, and we take a quick detour over to Michael's loft and we see exactly what we're fighting against. Because Harry is on his iPad before dinner, and we see that it's not just like Jeffrey's voice in his head anymore. He's actively seeking out pro-Jeffrey propaganda because he's found a website called Justice for Jeffrey Hudson. He's reading about how Athena is the rogue cop who got away with murder. Because she shot and killed the innocent, wrongfully accused Jeffrey Hudson.
This is so dumb. Like, oh my god, he's known his mother his entire life, and then this guy kidnaps him, tries to kill him, and he's just like, yeah, down with my mum. Like, what?
It's trauma. Makes people do weird things.
It's dumb.
It is a little bit dumb because we've never seen any sort of anti-cop thinking from Harry in the past.
Well, I mean, he was there when the gun got drawn at the traffic stop.
True, he did have to go through the traffic stop.
Yeah.
But then, like we've said with this show, that they had that and then we didn't see any other kind of trauma from Harry. He was fine. They didn't bother sort of following up with that. So if there was any kind of lingering resentment against cops, we didn't see it until now.
And also it's real easy to go down, like, YouTube rabbit holes.
Oh, it's incredibly easy. And especially at that age, it's really easy to believe everything you read on the internet.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to believe everything that you're reading on the internet.
I hate that we have to see him go through it, though, because it's enough, like, trying to keep my own children from seeing stuff online, and then this is like, oh. It does feel a bit too real.
Yeah.
It might be dumb, but it happens, unfortunately.
Yes. But that's still not the end of the episode.
Yeah.
We've got one more scene to get through.
It's still going.
Last scene, I promise. So, hours later, everyone's in bed, asleep. Buck's phone starts buzzing. But it's an unknown number. And, look, Buck is of the age, I don't think he would answer an unknown call. But the people writing are of the age that they would answer a phone no matter what, so he picks up.
It's like Albert being like, that's what texts are for. Like,
Yes.
Buck's my age. I don't answer phone calls. But I guess, like, maybe he's waiting for his sister and Chim, so maybe.
But what? Like, why is Maddie calling him from an unknown number?
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
For the drama. Maybe she thinks he's working.
But an unknown number?
Fucking know.
I
don't fucking know.
Anyway, it's Maddie. And she's calling to ask Buck why Chimney is in Utah. Because, that's something that needs to be asked in the middle of the night.
And can't just be texted.
It can't just be texted.
Is it the middle of the night, though, or is Buck just catching up on some sleep?
Well,
and
Taylor's
having a
also
nap
asleep.
too?
Taylor's asleep next to him,
but...
and everything is dark, and he had to turn on the light in order to, answer the phone. So
Maybe he has really good block-out curtains.
Yeah, on his whole, loft apartment.
Yeah, the whole loft.
Plus, if we're kind of assuming that the timeline is not so timey-wimey in this episode, then we went at Michael's house, he was having dinner. So then it would make sense that this is, later in the evening.
I guess. I guess that makes sense.
Nothing else does.
No.
So, yes, apparently Chimney sent Maddie a video of Ji-Yun crawling. And somehow in the email, Maddie was able to deduce that Chimney was in Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think in the video he probably said, "Hey, I'm in Utah looking for you." Or maybe he just, filmed it and there was a bunch of Mormons behind him. I don't know.
Maybe there was some real big mountains or a lake or something.
I don't know. But Buck tells Maddie that that Chimney is in Utah because he's looking for Maddie, because he found out what happened to Ji-Yun, not because Buck told him, but because he found out on his own. And Buck starts begging Maddie to tell him where she is. And he'll come and get her, or he'll send Chimney, or he'll just do something, but he just needs to know that she's safe. And then you can hear through the phone, bells start ringing. And Maddie immediately ends the call.
And, I mean, she does say that she loves him, which is cute, because, Maddie has issues saying that, so it's cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, when Buck hangs up, Taylor's like, "Is she okay?" And Buck's like, "Yeah, I think so. And I think I know where she is."
Dun, dun, dun.
It was kind of funny because there was this sort of a bit ominous music playing, and then all of a sudden it just went dead silent for the bells to ring.
Yeah.
And then the music started up again afterwards. I'm like, wow,
Did you hear
that's
those
important.
Bells? Those bells might be important. Did you hear them?
Were there bells?
There's this neon sign pointing to the bells.
And that finally is the end of the episode.
Yay! Yeah, I did not remember that episode at all. Watching it tonight was like watching it brand new again.
I remembered Buck walking around the station house yelling for Ravi with the chainsaw. That's pretty much all I remembered.
Zero of it.
But yeah, other than the very, very relatable mental spiral that Buck went on, I hate this episode. I hate Claudette. I hate the fact that they tried to equate Buck, spiraling and trying to train Ravi to replace him with Claudette being an absolute cunt and bullying May.
Yeah.
I don't like that the episode title does not match they try to do a thematic episode, but then they got the episode title wrong, so it doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't match with the actual theme. Which was a bit all over the place in total.
Yeah.
As you said. Yeah, not my favourite. There was some sweet, light-hearted bits, here and there, sprinkled around, but yeah, that didn't make up for the... I mean, not a lot happened in this episode, like we were saying at the beginning. It's a bit of a nothing filler episode in the middle. All the storylines kind of progressed, but in a not very interesting way.
Yeah, it's not filler. It's it's character progression. So
it's like a gap, bridging the gap,
and sort of exploring Buck's interior and exploring what's going on in Athena's head and exploring what's going on in Harry's head.
Yeah, I guess we can't complain about it, nothing much happening, and be happy about the fact that they're allowing the trauma to develop.
Right.
So I guess we have to allow them some filler episodes sometimes.
They can't explore their trauma and have an action-packed episode at the same time. You either get action or you get trauma.
Apparently.
You can't have both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just no pleasing some people.
Us.
It's
some people
us,
are some
It's
people.
us. There's no pleasing us.
We are some people.
All right, well, tell me there's something more exciting in the next
Oh, there's
episode.
not. I'm so sorry. I am
guess,
so sorry.
I guess it depends on your approach to this episode.
Okay.
Next week, here is the summary. Responding to a fire at a prison, Bobby and the 118 find themselves trapped in a deadly riot. That's all the summary. That's all the summary tells you.
Wow. Okay.
So
triggers include
the triggers include the American prison system, abdominal surgery, child at threat, my favorite, cops, a hostage situation, organ donation or transplantation, a prison riot, surgery / heart transplant to go along with the organ donation transplantation, suicide by self-inflicted gunshot, threat of gun violence, threat of physical violence, stabbing, and Mark Pellegrino.
Oh, fuck no. Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're so sorry. And it's going to be a really interesting
I did actually
episode.
know that he turned up sooner or later, but I didn't know it was now. Oh.
It's going to be a really interesting episode to talk about because I feel like this episode could have been very, very different if it had not been starring Mark Pellegrino. But we'll see what you think once you've seen the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This episode I remember vividly. Vividly,
No
I remember
spoilers.
this episode.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Something to look forward to next week.
Yeah. Crossover from hell. Okay, literally.
Literally.
Tell us what you thought. Like, I know we've all said that we didn't like this episode, but there must be someone out there who did. I don't know. Maybe.
I liked Buck's storyline in this episode.
I just like seeing Taylor Kelly. And I like
She's
Buck
your
having a
highlight every
partner.
week.
Literally. I like Buck having a partner that's caring for him.
Yeah.
Because, like...
She's so supportive.
Yeah, like, Abby was very... Like, obviously her mum was dying. So, like, I get it. But, you know, Buck did a lot for Abby, and Abby ditched him and abandoned him. And so, you know, and Buck already has issues with that. Whereas, you know, Taylor's like, oh, you feel like shit. Like, okay, maybe it's not about you, and then let's make this about you in a good way. Like, I'm making you breakfast for you.
Yeah. She knows how to buck him up.
Yeah. They're just so cute together. I love them. I love her.
I literally have nothing else to ask about this episode. It's just like,
Do you also
let's leave this
like
one behind.
Buck and Taylor Kelly? Do you also think... Do you agree that Athena should get therapy?
Oh my god.
Are you also dreading to have to watch the Mark Pellegrino episad next week? Let us
don't
know.
blame you. We don't blame you if you skip it. It's not a bad episode though. Like,
Well, see, that's the
as I
thing.
said, I remember it vividly. We just don't like Mark Pellegrino. So our guest next week will be Mark Pellegrino.
Oh, fuck no. This conversation must be so surreal for anybody who is listening to this who is not from the Supernatural fandom. Like, why?
Oh, true.
What is the big deal with
why
Mark
do they
Pellegrino?
Yeah, why do they hate this guy?
I mean, hey, they may also be in the Dexter fandom, and he was pretty shitty there too.
Really?
Oh yeah, He plays bad guy real fucking well.
Well, that's because he is, in my opinion, he is a bad guy.
But yeah, I knew him from Dexter.
No.
Oh, okay.
He was literally one of the first bad guys in Dexter.
Okay.
Right. Well, if you haven't seen Supernatural, he's like literally Lucifer. And like he was good in the first few seasons, but then it kind of dragged on and they kept bringing him back, and it was just like, okay, go away, please.
I will just say that I never had an issue with his depiction of Lucifer. And even
up to season 5, it was fine. It was good,
and I even kind of understood where they were taking the storyline with Nick. I have issues with Mark Pellegrino as a person.
Oh yeah, that too. But the later seasons, I was just sick of them bringing it back as well.
I have lots of issues with the later seasons. I mean, that's just one of them.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different story for a different podcast.
That's a whole other show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, please tell us what you thought about this particular episode. By now you all know how to do that, but go to thatweewooshow.com and you can find all of the ways that you can get in touch with us and subscribe.
Thanks again for everyone who had us in their Spotify Wrapped.
Yes. If you haven't shared it with us, please let us know. We love seeing that. It makes us happy. Thank you everyone for listening this week, and we will talk to you next time about episode 6, which is called
Mark Pellegrino.
Cell Block.
Brawl in
Cell Block 911.
Brawl in Cell Block 911.
Okay.
So it's a catchy title, and it is
a difficult to say title.
It's a good storyline. It's just unfortunate who they chose as the guest star, but we'll get to that next week.
All right, we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
911 is a fictional show, but many of the situations portrayed happen in the real world too. If any of the topics we've discussed in this episode have affected you, please know you're not alone. You can call or text numbers in your country for help. Just Google crisis support in your location to find out the number. If you enjoy our podcast, you can help us out by leaving us a review on Spotify or your preferred listening app, and by sharing our social media posts. Find out more at thatweewooshow.com.
No, Jess just messaged going, I'm finally dipping my heels into the Heated Rivalry show.
Yeah.
Like, yes, can we just discuss Dean Winchester Beat Sheet and Heated Rivalry tonight instead? People will tune in expecting peer pressure, and I'll be just like, oh my god, so Dean and Cass just had this like weird semi-argument in the science, like in the chem lab, and then some guy busted in and broke Dean's nose, and now they're on the way to the hospital, and I have to listen to this fucking show instead.
I can't remember.
Ellen, have you read Dean Winchester Beat Sheet?
Ellen's the one that got me into Dean Winchester. It's all Ellen's fault.
Yeah, I was the one who suggested it to her in the first place.
Okay.
She didn't even know me at the time. She mentioned it like twice in mixtape, and one of them they were talking about the Pride Parade, and I was like, oh yeah, this like seems like a good time, and it was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no, I haven't watched Heated Rivalry yet. It's a tricky one because I was going to watch it during the day while I was working, and then I was like,
nope.
Do I really want to get distracted by porn during the day?
No, you can't.
And then it was like, if I watch it at nighttime, I'm going to have to hide somewhere to watch because there are too many people around.
It's also definitely not safe for work.
Oh god, no.
Yeah.
It's like in the actual literal sense, not safe for work.
No.
Yeah, no, I figured that. But like...
I was telling Alice last week I'm really glad that I waited until the kids were at their dad's to watch it, because at one point in the second episode I literally screamed out loud.
Wow.
Okay. And that would have been very hard to explain to my kids. Why? What's up? What's happening? Like, nothing. Do not look at my laptop screen.
I'll get around to it eventually. Otherwise, it's frustrating not knowing what everyone's talking about. So,
yeah, right? Yeah. Like, this is... I rarely watch things while everyone else is watching them because I'm that type of person. So I'm very excited that, like, jumped on board at the start. I'm pretty sure, like, Tony was just like, oh, yes, gay hockey. And I'm like, oh, yes, that's right. I have seen the trailer for this. I am here. Here and seated.
Yep.